Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary for the Dawn Network. The score in the background is a 30-2. It takes place on the map Adrift. I've always enjoyed Adrift personally. It can be quite easy to dominate players and push them back into their spawn. The sniper rifles certainly help you do that, but I still personally enjoy the map, especially on CTF. It's probably one of my favourites out there. It was actually the first Halo 4 map I ever played, but there we go. So, I had a topic that I wish to discuss with you guys today, and that is regarding DLCs. Concerning DLCs, we all kind of assumed that the last map pack was going to be the Castle DLC, and then they decided to surprise us and bring out the Champions Bundle, or the Bullseye map pack, and that basically consisted of Pitfall, which was a remade The Pit from Halo 3, and some skins for your weapons, and a couple of armor presets. Now, that was really awesome and very exciting, and it kind of came at a time where we really needed it, where Halo was on the back burner. A lot of people were talking very negatively about it, and it helped kind of bring a few players who might not necessarily have played anyway, because they got to try this new Halo 3 map out, and, you know, kept a lot of the casual Halo 4 fans a little bit more hooked into the series, because they got to play this new game type Ricochet, and they just got to have fun in general, and that was awesome. Honestly, in my opinion, right now is where we need another surprise map pack, another revival. And I know some people were kind of frustrated that it wasn't free, the Champions Bundle wasn't free for the Season Pass owners. And it kind of felt like they'd been cheated by free. But honestly, if that's the only way they can bring out DLCs, surely you'd rather want a paid DLC than see your game go dead. I mean, that's just my way of looking at it. You know, I bought the Season Pass, so I should rightfully be annoyed, but I'm not, because I understand that free, you know, want to give us new content, and that's the only way they're going to be able to make enough money, or otherwise only the Season Pass holders will play the game, and that's obviously not what they want. In my opinion, I think we need some sort of map pack right now, and I've kind of got an idea of what I do for a DLC. Now, obviously, for a lot of people, you know, people don't necessarily want another DLC with a bunch of maps because it might not come into matchmaking very often, and we've seen that in the past. They're having to make DLC playlists on a fairly regular basis. They're making two within the coming weeks on the rotational playlists, because basically not enough people are getting their DLC maps played. I mean, the Crimson map pack in particular, when do you ever play games on that? I don't think I've played the map Shatter for over 4 months. I remember playing it in a custom game the other night and just thinking, wow, this map is pretty much alien to me. I haven't played it in so ridiculously long. And the same goes for the other Crimson map packs, and the same goes for the Castle DLC now. The Majestic is the only one that I see occasionally, and sometimes I see Pitfall. But the frustrating thing is, I only really get it against stacked teams of really good players, so I don't really get to play it on a casual basis, and that's not very fun for me. So there kind of needs to be a changes put in place to avoid that, and a lot of people have made videos on the subject, of course, saying that, you know, maybe just give the DLC for free to all people, but then once again the Season Pass holders would go up in riot. My counter argument to that, of course, would be, once again, do you want to play your DLCs? If so, you might want to consider giving them up. But anyway, that's another topic for a different day. My idea for DLC is not actually new maps, because I understand that maybe they're working on Halo 5, maybe they don't have quite the time to be working on DLC packages. I mean, it kind of feels that way to me, because, you know, ever since they've released these rotational playlists, it kind of feels like they've gotten a little bit lazy with their updates. They just said, oh, these are the future rotational playlists, enjoy them, we're not going to be talking much anymore. And especially as on one of their more recent bulletins, they actually said that there was going to be a weapon tuning update, yet they've never mentioned that again in the future, and it kind of feels like just because the population numbers are so low that they're kind of, you know, not really dealing with Halo 4 right now. And that's understandable, you know, if you haven't got the population to deal with your game, then why make the actual products? But how I feel they could bring people back is either at a very, very discounted price, very cheap. Maybe not free, you know, maybe they can't do it for free, that's understandable. But for something like, you know, $2, literally. Or maybe they could package some skins with it and make it a little bit more expensive. I think they should add in a new Forge environment. And I'm not talking about something like Forge Island, where it's a bit laid bare and it's not that big. I mean, Yeah, the biggest Forge Island was pretty great, and some really good maps came out of that, but I'm definitely talking about something that involves a lot more input for the developers. They make a new Forge environment similar to something like Erosion or Impact, where you see these big planets in the background and it creates an interesting, exciting backdrop. Maybe they can do something like Aquamarine, because they haven't really approached something like that, or something like Volcanic. Some sort of really new and interesting environment. And on that map pack, on that, Forge World, they create free remakes for stuff like Guardian, for stuff like Construct, for some of the maps that people have really been missing and really been asking for from past Halo games. Because in my honest opinion, the way people view Halo right now is they have a lot of nostalgia for the old games and a lot of hatred towards the new game. And genuinely, I know this sounds a little bit depressing, but I think the only way 343 can bring people back in any way, shape or form, I'm not talking about reviving the community or anything, but just keeping the community to some degree excited and having enough players to play with. Because for me, in certain playlists, there just hasn't been enough. Like in Ricochet, for example, the numbers have just dipped horribly. And seeing as that was like, feature playlist for a while, and that was meant to get a lot of people excited, that's pretty depressing that no one's really playing it anymore. So basically, they put these remakes on, they charge it for a fairly low price, maybe couple in some skins with it, and then, you get to try out these new maps. And I personally think that would be enough for me and a lot of other people to, come back on and start playing more regularly and start getting more excited. That's just my opinion on the matter. You can comment down below if you think that that's a good idea or what your own ideas for DLCs would be. Anyway, I have been Modest Major. I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. If you want to check out some of my own videos, you can click the annotation above. Hope you guys enjoyed watching the Dawn Network. Peace out.